Hey, what's up, dudes? Today we're going to shoot out the Trump 45 Make America Great Again official commemorative guitar. $1,500 this thing cost me, and the last video is kind of blowing up. So maybe I'll make it back in ad revenue. I don't know. But versus the $350 SC-550. This is a cheap guitar made in Indonesia from Harley Benton. It's not an expensive guitar. I'm going to get to the sound really quickly here. I don't want to say too much, but I do want to talk about the construction of the guitars real quick. Obviously, the $1,500 Trump guitar has the bolt-on neck. This 350 Harley Benton has the neck through. It's also got a pretty speedy neck angle, if you see that kind of carve right there. Obviously, they're both Les Paul style guitars. This one's got like more vintage kind of correct tuners. This one has, I don't know, Trump tuners. A lot of people seem to think that the Trump guitar in the last video was made in China. This sticker actually says QC passed. It doesn't say made in China. Obviously, the Trump guitar is an import guitar, and there's no denying that. But I really don't know the country of origin. It could be Indonesia like this one, could be Korea, could be Vietnam, it could be China. I just really don't know. They haven't really said. If you have more information, I've really been trying to track down how we can figure it out. I'm gonna open this guitar up, but first, before I do all that, in this video, I want to shoot out these pickups. $1,500 guitar, Trump guitar, versus the $350 import Harley Benton. Let's try the neck. All right, first up is the neck pickup of the Trump guitar. These are, of course, the Trump buckers, and they sound like this, since we're in Nashville. Okay, first thing I notice, I'll give you some commentary as I'm playing. I thought these frets were kind of crowned and dressed. They're very rough in some spots. Let's try the Harley Benton. Okay, so the frets are way better on this guitar. The pickups seem to be a lot more alive and bright on this guitar. And that's something I can hear pretty much immediately. Let me try all the positions on the trump guitar and then on this one. I think you're going to hear what I'm talking about. These sound pretty good. And the trump ones sound almost like they're, almost like they're half power or something. Okay, so here's the middle clean. I will say the trump guitar it's really high gloss. It's a very comfortable neck size. I much prefer this neck size. It really actually more feels like a 59 carve. It feels a little wider than that, but the thickness feels like a really comfortable 59 kind of style carve. This thing is, the Harley Benton here is a 60s really thin neck carve. And I usually am fine with 60s necks, but this one's a little on the thin side, even for me. So that's more of a personal preference, but this is a comfortable neck. But the frets are just not really done that well. They seem to be in some spots a lot worse than others. I thought that it was actually pretty well done when I first opened the guitar, and the more I've played it, maybe they've just worn down just a little bit. I don't know. But like I said, the output on the bridge. Here's with a little tube screamy action. Tough to keep this one in tune. I'll be honest. These strings I'd probably need to be replaced. Neck still is the best thing on the guitar. Okay. I mean, there's some respectable tones in there for sure, but it's just an overall output level is like weirdly low. I'll tell you, just playing these humbuckers, and these are kind of known to be good pickups for an import, these Tesla humbuckers that come on these SC-550s. They're kind of known to be nice, but it just feels like a blanket's been lifted off the tone. And even on the neck, there's something really like just soulful. I mean, it feels like an import, you know what I mean? Middle is just It's a better guitar. It's a better guitar. It's a better guitar. This $350 one is a better guitar. I'll be honest, in the last video, taking this one out of the case, taking the other one out of the case, this is a great guitar, right? If people are looking for something, you should buy one of these. I could play on a Sunday morning, Friday night, whatever, with this thing right here. I really could. Regarding the 45 guitar, I'm gonna show this to a couple of my buddies on the Guitar Friends podcast that I do. It's on this channel. You can check that out. We're gonna film it in the next couple days. I'm probably gonna give it to them, show it to them, and then open up and see what's inside. Because I really want to know if we can find a make and a model or something on these pickups. They're probably just OEM spec'd out for whatever, but honestly, they are not up to snuff. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, I mean, it's playable. It's a nice neck. It seems like they really chinsed out on the fret dressing and stuff, because that fret's fine, but oh my gosh, right here, it's like super rough. So it's almost like, did some of them get dressed and some of them didn't? You know what I mean? You know, construction-wise, this guitar is pretty comfortable. It's not too heavy. There's no reason. I'm not a person who believes like, oh my God, a bolt-on neck, that's terrible. I have a $4,000 Strat from the custom shop that's a bolt-on neck. I have most of the guitars on that wall are bolt-on necks. Several of them are over $2,000. They're Suhrs or Fender custom shop. I mean, I'm not against bolt-on necks, and actually and I know people aren't used to seeing it, but there's actually no reason a bolt-on neck on a single cut guitar like this doesn't have to be a good playing and setup guitar. It's not always the preferred way to go, and I know a lot of people think it's way cheaper to like bolt on a guitar like this than it is to glue it in. That's not necessarily true, because you can buy $150, $200, $300 guitars all day long that have a glued neck joint. You know what I mean? So we're not talking here about long tenon, short tenon there. So it's kind of a little bit of a misnomer that like through body or glued in neck is somehow better than bolt-on. That's just not really quite the case. I mean, you know what I mean? Like with that logic, a Les Paul's always better than a Strat or a Tele, and that's just not like no one would say that. So, you know, to me, I don't see this and immediately go, oh, that's going to be shit. There's no reason it has to be. And I have even played an old Tokai that had a Les Paul that had like a bolt-on neck, and it was a great guitar. So that to me is not the disqualifier. This scarf joint on the back doesn't bother me. There's a lot of guitars that have that. A lot of Ibanez's and Jacksons, and even I think Charvels have that. And that's just a manufacturing technique, so you don't have to use as long pieces of wood. I don't have a problem with any of that. My biggest thing about this guitar, and why I think I was too generous in the last video saying it was worth $500, $699, and a lot of people in the comments really were like, hey, you can get an Epiphone for $699. It's not true. Hey, you're right. That $699 was probably too high. $500 is really what I was thinking, and I was thinking, well, prices have been going up. Maybe I'm not sort of in the know on used guitar prices or low-end guitar prices. I don't buy a ton of low-end guitars. I have a couple. I have this one and I have like another one, but I'm not in that market all the time. So I don't really know if prices have gone up or whatever. I just remember I used to be able to buy regular, standard Mexican Fenders for $330, right? And now they're like a lot. But anyway, to me, it's these pickups are really not good. They're really not up to snuff for a $1,500 guitar, and I think they're getting that Harley Benton is smoking this thing. In terms of playability, I think these strings are crap. I said that in the last video. OEM strings are always bad. These ones are very bad, and they're becoming really hard to stay in tune. These tuners have no play. They seem to be okay. They seem to be nice. But really, between these pickups, the guitar not holding tune, I think, is a little more on the strings, because I'm not hearing any pinging when I'm bending and stuff. So I don't think the nut is binding, and it's pretty early for that to happen. That could develop, but that would take a little while. It's really the frets are rough in some spots, really rough in some spots, not polished, and although it's a comfortable guitar to play, that combined with what I think are not very stellar sounding pickups make me go, is this thing worth $1,500? I think this is, you know, I would just say to someone it's on par with maybe a $250, you know, $200 to $300 guitar in terms of what I'm playing right now, the quality control, the playability. And so the rest is all of the panache, you know, is that the right word? The you know, it's the look, it's the gimmick here, right? And so that's what's like, I think the thing, right? It's I got 746 of 1,300. So there's 1,300 pieces. Are all of those even going to be made and delivered with the lawsuit, with the Gibson, you know, cease and desist? I don't know. I don't know the answer to those questions. I'm really not. Some people in the comments too said like, why are you like promoting this? I mean, guys, I'm saying this thing is not worth $1,500 unless you really love the way it looks. It's kind of a collector piece guitar. That's what it's intended to be. I think, you know, they say some things about the quality. The finish looks great. The pickups, I just think you could, I mean, those pickups are way better than these to my ear. And I think you can hear that too. And the output is higher there. These sound just not amazing to me. And also one thing that really bothers me, these knobs, if you can see them right here, they are the wrong color. And you know what they are? They're the same color as like a Gibson that I used to own. I don't own anymore. You're not supposed to own those things because you're not supposed to buy any guitars that like have a known like violation of a trademark or like are impersonating another guitar. But I one time saw a friend's Gibson and they had these knobs are like made in a certain factory or somewhere. The color's wrong. You can just see it a mile away. They're like too bright. They're too bright. They're not dark enough. They're not like the gold that's on a Les Paul. They're like these bright, weird color, like someone did it kind of from memory. And so that bothers me too, because I keep looking at that going, those are the wrong color, right? And also someone said in the comments I thought was really good, the Make America Great Again should be in gold. That would be cool. That would be even more awesome. So like I said, for me, this guitar is not worth $1,500 if you're looking for a guitar to play. Now, a lot of people go, it's not for playing. Okay, fine. But some people might be in a Kid Rock cover band. They might be in a bar band and they might want to play this, you know. I would not be surprised if you went to Broadway in Nashville and this guitar was being played there. You know, there's a lot of places. People down there play, you know, slide with beer bottles and then they chug the thing, right? It's a raucous, you know, little area for kind of country rock and roll and bar music and stuff. So if that's your scene, this could be, you know, an instrument that you might want to work in there. But to me, you're going to need to put some money into it, I think, to make it a gigging guitar. I wouldn't take it. I would take this thing before I would take this. And I have reservations about taking this, to be honest with you. That thing's amazing for $350. This thing, I think, looks amazing for $350. I mean, if it's your thing. It's a high gloss, nice finish, you know. Maybe you find it repulsing. That's okay too. You know, I'm not here to like tell you to buy this or don't. I mean, I don't even think you can buy it anymore. I'm not saying it's a good idea to buy this. I just thought it would be cool to make videos on so people can have their opinion on whatever. But you know, I guess my expectations were so low. And now and then I got a guitar that was playable and that sounded kind of okay, like you saw in that last video. But once I started putting it next to some other guitars, I started realizing, wait a minute, these frets are actually rough here as I'm playing it. Wait a minute, it's starting to lose tune fairly often. Wait a minute, these pickups actually don't sound anywhere near as good as even some imports I have. So that starts to make me go, you know what, it is actually more in line with my expectation of what it was going to be like. And, you know, that is what it is. Like I said, I'm going to show this to my buddies. I'm going to do some content. I'm going to hopefully make up that $1,500 in ad revenue. That was always the goal. And then I'm going to like I said, I'm going to clean it and I'm going to put it in the case. And in like 15 years, I might list it. See if someone is really into these things and wants to get one. I'm going to list it on Reverb or something like that. Look for my listing. I'm going to list it for, 4,547, 4547. How's that? I have an HW.